What's up, everybody? We're going to be making fiberglass molds today. I went ahead and made this one for a friend. This belongs in a trunk of a Mustang made out of fiberglass. We do have some trimming to do and some holes to realign, but other than that, this piece came out pretty darn good. We're going to, make it smooth in the front, paint it nice and glossy. He was pretty amazed by this, so I thought, hell, let's make the other one on video. Now, the reason we're making them out of fiberglass is because these are pretty bad shape. It's got some dry rotting, some cracking. The holes, they're pretty darn worn. You got like corners that are just basically hanging on by the cloth. It's falling apart and it's not good. This is made out of some type of like cardboard-ish and carpet material. Not really sure. But it's really easy to make this. It does take some time. Now for materials, you have your basic stuff. We have fiberglass. We have the fiberglass hair, fiberglass mat, however you want to call it. Mixing cup, hardeners. As a release agent, we're using transmission fluid plus a rag. Also, I like to have some just wax paper, parchment paper. You can steal that from the wife. Doesn't really matter. Some blue tape. I will advise though, I don't know if it's just the material out of this yellow whitish tape. It doesn't do good with mold. It kind of like melts it and fuses to the mold. So I really recommend you stick with blue tape, okay? But it's there if you need it. Also, this is optional, obviously. We got some epoxy we're gonna be mixing to kind of like, fix the panels and whatnot. So we'll do that real fast since it doesn't really apply to this. We're just looking to keep a nice, and solid tape over. So I went ahead already and, fixed some stuff with epoxy. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just taped the inside of it just in case any fiberglass gets past me. It'll fall. And you notice like it's not perfect. I really don't care. I was just trying to mainly cover the edges. So what we're gonna do now is tape this up. And this is kind of the area that needs to be more flat than anything. Now obviously you're not going to be able to get some spots right, and that's fine. That's what body work is for. To give you an idea, I don't know how well this is going to come out on camera. So turn on. So you can kind of see the tape lines. You know what I mean? They're here. It's subtle. Like there's one, there's one. So you're going to get tape lines no matter what. But you're trying to get it come out better. The better your taping is, the easier and less work you have to do when you have to body work your fiberglass piece. So we're going to start a time lapse on this. You get to watch me tape. You take a rag, you get your transmission fluid, and you coat it. I'm gonna coat it real nice. The more you coat, the easier this will be to come. Your mold will peel off. Now there are other release agents, which I'm sure we'll see in the future as I'm editing this video. But this is cheap. It's something you have. A lot of people will probably have laying around, and it's just something really simple. So give it 2 good coats, put it on, let it dry, put on some more, let it dry. Especially something like this, it'll be kind of hard for it to pop off being that this piece is so brittle. But once that's set up, you can start setting up for fiberglass. All right, well, I tore all my fiberglass strands up. I like tearing them into about this size, I know fiberglass keeps it straight by being together, but when it comes to shapes like this, it doesn't really matter because you can't do that, you'll get a lot of air pockets and bubbles and stuff. I'm sure you can, a lot of these like here, and keep it like one whole piece, but I just like piecing it together. And mixing fiberglass is pretty simple. Basically what I figured out is is you do 10 drops per ounce, which if you read the box, that's what it says. So here's my ounces. I like to mix about 2 ounces at a time. I think that's like a good start, a good mixture. Good way to not waste any too. And then your hardener. We'll do 20 drops of that, and we'll go into a bunch of time lapses. Tacky but dry. We're gonna hit it again. This time I've mixed 4 ounces at a time, just because it'll glide a lot easier on this, you know. And the point is to re-fiberglass just about the whole thing. Mainly want to focus on edges, you know, stuff that didn't get anything. And here she is, dried up, nice and pretty. I already started playing with it, peeling it and stuff. The hardest part is going to be getting around this dome. So a little trick I picked up is using compressed air. What you do is you try to find a weak spot, not a weak spot necessarily, but let's call it pliable spot in the mold, like here for example. And then you'll stick your air gun in there, and watch this. Super loud though. You just keep doing that anywhere you can, and at some point it'll be loose enough to pop out. I mean, you can see kind of how that. I mean, this honestly will peel away pretty easy. Here, I'll show you. Here, I'm just grabbing it right here. See, I just gotta apply a little bit of pressure downwards. You can kind of see it, you know, coming out. So what I'll do normally is I'll work from one side till I feel uncomfortable with it, and I'll hit the other side, other side, other side. But I just wanted to show you that real quick. So I'll pop this off the mold and show you what it looks like. There it is. Mold popped out, little of the tip ripped off, and here's the other mold. The one we're keeping. There's still a little bit of tape that didn't come off right away. So now all you really have to do is trim up the edges, make sure it looks nice and pretty, and then we can start figuring out what we need to redo, if any. But it's pretty strong. I put less fiberglass with this one than I did the other one, just to show you. This one probably had like 5 coats of fiberglass. You can see it's a lot thicker. So what I like to do is, I don't like to do the back side because it ends up being larger, so you start coating the inside. And to do the inside, you know, you just spray some degreaser, wash it with soap and water once it's trimmed. And you still have to, like, I don't know if you can see that. There's like little pinholes in it too. But you just fiberglass that from the back if you want. Put some from the front, just tape it. Where you have any holes, tape it from the back. Put some fiberglass over it, let it cure. You know, easy peasy. So this was the actual design of the other one, but based on, since the other one's more flexible and the owner didn't like this curve, we're just gonna trim it some, make it more round, I guess more natural looking. See if, you know, whatever he wants is whatever. And then we're also gonna trim this up. Oh, actually, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna record this just to show you what this looks like in the car. And but basically, this is a project here. I'm also gonna copy this back piece here. This is a piece that goes like, covers where the tail lights go. This is it. And this also has the same problem, you know, stuff's tearing. Stuff's been halfway repaired. Here, someone tried to do a repair here too. So basically, you know, you're gonna copy the same thing. But yeah, this is basically what you get once you're somewhat done. And this is before you start any body working process. You always want to trim, test fit, trim, test fit, trim, test fit.